Let's go. All right, guys, here we go. We have in the top right, Solar. And in the bottom left, we have Astrea. Should be a great game here. I'm really, really, really looking forward to this. This is like I said before, this is a match that I would like just tune into on a given day if I knew it was going on. It's a great match. You know, I guess as far as styles go, so Solar is good at macro, but generally a little bit more unit heavy, a little bit more aggressive. And then Astrea plays really his own style more than anybody else, probably. So I think that makes it more interesting in a lot of ways. Like he really has a lot of his own builds. Like he did a bunch of his own the other week and almost ended up winning the cup. Was winning, I believe he eliminated Clem PVT, if I'm remembering correctly, and almost beat Max Pax at the end. It didn't quite work out, but really great stuff. Anyways, it's a Nexus first here for Astrea. He is one of the only Protosses I ever see go Nexus first here in StarCraft 2. And, you know, Nexus first against Zerg, if they don't go pool first, and pool first is, you know, maybe if they go 12 pool, like they have an attack that can kill you. But this is a sick build. I love it. I love to see this from Astrea. He's always kind of making his own stuff. Where he's a treasure in the scene, to be perfectly honest. More interesting to watch than almost anybody. Strategically, I would say the most interesting player to watch. So a lot of drones going down to that gold base. Astrea's going to see it. Now, Astrea did the greediest build he could. So I think you're probably looking at this and saying, okay, well, I mean, you did the greediest build you could. So I guess we're even, right? That has to be how you look at it. Ooh, so 2-gate with the Cyber Core. I don't know the timings of this and what he's going to try to accomplish against the gold base. Like, I mean, you're going to have to make something to clunk the wall up. But do you send to Adepts right away? Because generally speaking, against something like this... Uh-oh. Generally speaking, against something like this, against gold bases, the counter to gold bases, generally speaking, is like Adepts and Oracles, right? Because there's like less drones there and they're worth more, so you need to kill them. So diving in with Adepts and making Oracles, that's just what you want to do pretty much. Now, he sends out a couple of Adepts. And let's see what he can get done. His Solar's already broken through right here. I almost feel like I want to see a Spine from him. Kills one drone only. These are going to walk by. Like, he could hit the main, too, right? Like, there's some options here on how he can try to harass. Okay, he shades... Where? Oh, he shaded to the tower. Huh. I thought he might shade towards the main and then come down and poke. But no, he's going to chill at that tower. It's really hard to engage right there. All right, we got the Oracles coming out now. And we'll see if the Oracles can maybe add some drone damage. You can see that income differential here from Solar. Economically looking so good right now. Roachhorn is coming out. Good flank. So these will get knocked out. The Oracle comes across. Does he want to sit here and chase? Kind of interesting. Oh, okay. So he's trying to line this up actually for his Adepts doing damage, it looks like. But he actually parks on top of this watchtower. Really interesting stuff from Astrea. Like, I don't see him diving as hard on those gold mineral drones as I thought we might see. Now, if you don't deal with the gold mineral drones pretty early, you kind of have to play a defensive game generally. Now, that being said, he's going into double Stargate plus Fleet Beacon. So, a very, very, very quick Sky Toss. Third Nexus starts. Okay, Carrier. Our Carrier's going to be fast enough. We have Queens marching across the map. Speedlings coming up. Roaches being made to some degree, at least. Generally, it is Roaches that you want with these gold-based builds. Okay, he's going to be able to shade out 2 of these at least. Okay, 3 of them make it. 5 at the third. I don't know, man. I think that Solar might have this timing down. Astrea might be screwed here. Yeah, Ling's hitting the third. He just has to cancel. Not looking particularly good. Oh, wow, the Queen's turn around. Okay, so with the Queen's turning around, he's definitely not going to die. Okay. Like, in fact, Solar might just turn everything around at this point. You get the third. You got what you came for. And Solar should probably throw down a 4th hatch now. I actually really want to see a 4th hatch between the gold and the natural. I think that that would be a very good play. He's got great creep spread in front of it. Honestly, like, he's got such good income right now. I would like to see that. We'll see. Solar not really knowing yet, I don't think. Here we go. The Carrier's coming out. The Carriers are going to... Well, that's a lot of Queens. I think he does have an idea of what's going on. Trying a different location for that third base. And the Roach Ravager going across to attack it immediately. That third base is going to get canceled again. I think, right? Tries to hit in with the Carriers, but turns them around a little bit. He goes after these rocks. That's kind of weird. Yeah, this base is going to be picked off. The Carriers sitting there attacking destructible rocks for a while. Not looking so good. Too bad. He really should have gotten these back a little bit faster. Another Carrier does come out. Damn, man. Kills it. Straight kills it. That is painful. Now, he might be able to clean this up. But this is a lot of damage. The probe's getting all over the Roaches and Ravagers. There is a mothership on the way, which is kind of an interesting play there to add some power. But yeah, the amount of damage being dealt here is immense. It is immense. Look at that. 23 probes go down. He's lost his third base twice now. Canceled the second time, killed the first time. Spire coming up, probably into Corruptor. But, like, we saw Astrea do something similar to this before, where he opens with the Carriers and then goes into Void Rays. Because when you see the Carriers, you're going to go Corruptors to counter them. So the Void Rays are going to be your kind of counter to those Corruptors. Now, the 11 Corruptors are being made, and we have 2 Void Rays about to pop. So there might be a little window here where Solar can pick off Carriers. If he picks off these 4 Carriers, the game's done. Like, the Carriers are going to have to build you a lot of value. Now, he's picking off as much as he can. Oh, do you want to... He's just targeting them as best he can. Is this good? I think he should get away, but I think maybe he can't. Like, even with a recall. Yeah, he's going to GG. Solar is going to take that one. Yeah, the losing the third... The Carrier's out of position for the second attack. If the Carriers were in position to defend the third while it was warping in, I think he would have done a better job. But I understand the moving out to try to deal damage. Caster Muse, what's up, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's nice in Korea. You're having a good new year. Whew. All right, we're going to be getting into game number 2. .45 probes probably should have taken third earlier. Well, I don't know about earlier. He went Nexus first. Your stream's always wild. So many baboons. What's up, Marine Lord? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope we're gonna win you over to some Stormgate action or some Zero Space action. All right, guys, getting into game number 2. And we have Solar in the bottom right. I want to see a 12 pull, man. Try to blind counter the Nexus first that Astrea has been pulling out. Astrea in the top left. See if Astrea goes for that again. Yeah, Caster Muse. Good stuff, my man. All right, Pylon goes down. Going to scout across the map. Block that hatch, it looks like. Yeah, not going to get there in time, though. Or maybe he is. I think Solar actually screwed that up. I think he got nade. All right. I think he screwed that up. Like, he had the minerals to make it. I made hat. And didn't work. NA'd. Oh, okay. NA server, guys. Fucking lag or something. It didn't build. Who knew that Solar was a StarCraft 1 Terran? Who knew? Hat didn't make. Honestly, I saw it. I saw it. He had the money and it didn't make. And he's a fucking pro gamer. He's a GSL champion. He told it to make. Fuck this shit, man. This isn't fair. Look at this Protoss player just sitting there. All of his stuff makes when he tells it to. Poor Solar. All right, so Probe just kind of jaunting around a little bit. This is looking like a really standard game. I don't know where Astrea will go. I would like to see some of his Sky Toss play again. I do like his Sky Toss play where he goes for the quick mothership after the carriers and things like that. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. It's definitely a different feel. And honestly, it's really hard to kill someone doing stuff like that. Robo coming up. All right, so we're absolutely not going to see what I was suggesting. Okay, so Robo first is generally disruptor drops, but it's Astrea, so I'm not gonna call that completely. There are some other cool builds that I could see Astrea thinking about. Like you see this Stalker being made. Stats used to have like a 3 or 4 Stalker Warp Prism Pressure build that he did. If you remember the era when Stats was getting to the finals of a lot of stuff, like when he was against Sue and IEM and stuff, like Katowice, he was using it back then. I really liked that build when that first popped out. It doesn't look like that's probably going to be it. He's making a Sentry quickly, so this actually could be like a crazy Sentry gateway all in, like Sentry drop in the main to block the ramp. We haven't seen anything like that in a very long time. No one's lost anything like that in a while. But that is a very quick Sentry, so we need to mention it as a possibility. Okay, this is the craziest of all timelines. It's a quick Observer into the Prism, but he's getting Twilight and Forge now. Okay, so the quick Observer is just not something we've seen since Wings of Liberty, honestly. Like Observer Rush against Zerg, we saw a tiny bit of it in Wings of Liberty, and I literally can't remember seeing it since. Getting the Prism, obviously he's going to do something with that. We're not sure exactly what. But if you're getting a Prism before the Immortal, it's probably going to be the Stalker that goes around to kill Overlords is my best guess, but I don't know for sure. There is such a thing as a Sentry drop where you block drones so they can't mine. That's a very old build. I haven't seen that forever as well. But yeah, Astrea really will stretch your brain sometimes with his builds. I believe that's probably 2 Adepts in there, but it could be Adept Sentry. I don't know. Now, Solar might have seen Immortals popping. Gateway's coming out. Okay, double Adept. This is a good play. Excuse me. Shade some. Yeah, gonna cancel. Too much defense. Honestly, this is looking pretty good for Solar right now. Getting that +1 melee. +1 melee can be pretty good against these types of builds. All right, you're just going to get out of there for now. You know, with the 2 Adepts and the Prism, you're just trying to have some activity. You're trying to see if you can get damage. It's not the end of the world if you don't get it. Yeah, I don't even know why he's letting that finish, honestly, but... gonna go ahead and fly into the main base. I transfused the drone! Hell, I'd use 50 Queen energy for a drone. That sounds sick. Look at this. He's gonna have 4 Immortals in charge. 4 Immortals charge and +1. Okay, so I do want to point out, it's something we never see, but +1 Zealots will shred these Lings. The Lings are going for +1 melee, which is a good build in general. Like, it can be really good for a lot of things. It used to be more popular when +2 Banes one-shotted probes. That's not the case anymore. But, like, still, it's good. Lings are mostly damage-oriented. But if you're going mass Zealot here, and they have +1, the Lings are going to get fucking destroyed. Now, that being said, of course, Banelings are going to be a strong counter against Zealots. So, we'll see how this engagement goes for Astrea. It's a very weird build. 4 Immortal mass charge lot +1. Very, very strange looking. Banelings could destroy this. Now, the Immortals look like they got stuck for a bit, maybe? Or maybe he was trying to hide them. I don't know. Maybe right now he's trying to say, hey, you should be making roaches, right? That could be. And if you're making roaches and 4 Immortals come out, you feel pretty stupid. But there's a lot of Banelings out now. Some more sentries coming in. All right, force field's going down. Banelings coming in from both sides. You can see the Zealots deal well with the Zerglings until Banelings come up for that support. So we have like a full engage there, but Astrea probably has to pull away. Now, a lot of Zealots being warped into this main base. Obviously, they're going to kill those Zerglings very, very easily. They go after this lair for a moment. I don't think they're going to get the lair. The Banelings coming up should help enough. Having a hard time actually getting in there with those Banes. And yeah, he's getting a lot of great connections, but another attack in here from Astrea. So he's just going to dive onto the 3rd base location as all the Banes and Lings went up into the main to deal with those Zealots. The backbone of 4 Immortals dealing so much damage. The 3rd base is going to go down, but there's a decent chance he ends up losing 2 Immortals here. In fact, he's going to lose the Prism. But does it matter? Recall. And actually, we'll just lose 1 Immortal. GG is called by Solar as he loses that 3rd. And I tell you, Astrea really plays his own way. He really plays his own way. Love watching Astrea. Yeah, how the fuck did that work? Astrea's just brilliant, man. Really. He's a brilliant player. He's a brilliant player. He has such a smart approach to the game. He really thinks. One and one. Tied up. It's not going to happen, Maddie. Good to see you, though. Oh, shit. Not a meta cuck is respectable. When it's Astrea, yeah. A lot of people that are not meta cucks. I'm not a meta cuck. And then all you do is fucking cheese. And it's like, wow. I'm so impressed that you're not trying to improve and you're not a meta cuck. All right, we're going into game number 3 now to decide who goes up against Hero in the semifinals. Honestly, could see this going either way. Great match, great match.
in honor of Hexeract. Artosis was fond of Wario shit logs as they were a bit less sour than the ones from Yoshi.
Not happening. Not happening at all. Thank you, though, Uriel. All right. We are going into Site Delta. Top left is Astrea. Bottom right is Solar. And yeah, this is a very quick probe. So this probe specifically is designed, if you send out a probe that early, it blocks the hatchery. There is one build where you get the hatchery right away that it doesn't block. I think Eric came up with that one, if I'm not mistaken. Look at this. Drone comes out. Woo! Just gets it. That was so close. Not NA'd. KR'd. Wow. The meta of jokes. Truly, these guys are the future. The very cute stuff going on between Solar and Astrea, and Solar going to be pretty happy you got that down. So, just like probe harassment, obviously we're going to see a Nexus, we're going to see the Cybernex core, and then we're going to see what Astrea is going to do. And it's going to be really hard to even guess because he's got so many different builds. Yeah. Well, we wait for the Cybernex core now. Guys, I hope that you're enjoying. Right now, the winner of this, the round of 4 is awaiting them. So it should be pretty good. I would like to offer you this opportunity while we wait to see that Cybernex core finish and what Astrea is going to do. To go ahead, use the command Stormgate and use the command Super Cup. I'm releasing Stormgate videos that I've been working very hard on lately. You know, Invisible Men has been helping me, and Mapu's been helping me, and some great shit coming out. So I want you guys to check that out. I do have a new casting channel that is StarCraft 2, Stormgate, and Zero Space. So you guys should check that out. It's Artosis Cast 2 on YouTube. You can get there by using the command Super Cup. So, yeah, check it out, please. Okay, Twilight coming up here for Astrea. Circling speed for Solar should be throwing that third hatch. There it is. And let's see what this Twilight is going to be exactly. Now, yeah, this Stalker is pretty brave, man, going after this Overlord. Doesn't look like it's going to be able to get it because of the 4 lings that come up. Nice play there by Solar, but does end up losing a single ling. Look at the Stalker not go home either. No shit's given. Checks at third base, turns around. Love it. Love to see it. This is a very quick blink build, guys. It's not too popular to see 2-base blink. There was a point in time where it was kind of popular, but that was a long time ago. Proxy Gateway going up for those warping rounds. And there's a lot of gates being made. So, like, there is potential here. You know, I think as soon as you see that there are 2 Stalkers, you start to really question what's going on. 1 Stalker to chase Overlords is fine. 2 Stalkers? Well, what are we doing? What are we doing then? So it looks like this is going to be approximately 6 gates. 6-gate blink all-in. Not a bad choice. A decent amount of lings being made by Solar. The creep spread, not fantastic yet. Overlord does not see that proxy gateway. There's no vision of that proxy gate yet. A spine goes down. That's interesting. Where is that spine? I wonder where that spine is. I think he might think something else is happening. It almost feels... Okay, he sees 2 Overlords there, so... It almost feels like he's prepping for, like... No, he's putting that spine to the front. Okay. Okay, no, he knows some sort of frontal attack's coming. I was going to say, it might have been something against Shades, so it put it in the mineral line or something, screw up the AI a little bit of extra defense. Either way, the Stalkers are coming out. And they're about to hit, and there's no good vision. All right, the Overlord sees some of them coming down to join from the main. And I think now he's going to realize, like, uh-oh. This is going to be kind of hard to hold. Ling's coming in. Now, immediately, Astrea gets up here. The Lings are actually going after pylons, and that's an issue because he wants to push. Dude, this is great by Solar so far. This is fantastic. Killing that pylon is huge. Now, a blink forward does allow him to kill off most of these Zerglings. He loses an extra Stalker there. The idea was great from Solar, and it also bought time for Solar's other units to make. Because Astrea wanted to just start his micro and not stop it, like non-stop down here. Now, he targets at that spine, does a lot of damage to it right away. Ooh, some good Ling surrounds. Roach Ravager coming up. Yeah, Solar breaking through pretty quickly. Ooh, gets another Stalker kill. This right now looks good for Solar, I think. He's got a great arc. He even transfused that spine a couple times. Ling plus Ravager, just a couple roaches in there as well. Look at these surrounds. Kind of nice. But you can just gain value over time with Stalkers, so that's what Astrea is going to attempt to do here. All right. Now, this... it still feels good for Solar to me. Like, look at this. Like, the Stalker count has grown here. A lot more Lings coming in. You know, the Ravagers haven't really fallen. That spine just keeps putting out damage really, really well. The Transfuses have done a pretty darn good job here also. The Queen's doing their own fair bit of tanking. Transfuses kind of keeping them going. Ooh, good biles. But, you know, the Stalker count just keeps growing here. Astrea definitely catching up. Solar is really low on drones, right? He's 38 drones. He's barely mining his third base. Little Ling counterattack, so not a bad idea. But this might open up because that's less units on the front. Astrea pushing even harder. Obviously, he's got to warp a few units back. Okay, recalls 2 Stalkers to help deal with that wall. Pulls back completely. Dude, did he just warp in Zealots there? That has to be a mistake. That has to have been a misclick. There's no way you want those Zealots over there. Those Zealots you wanted over here. Like, that's actually something you do a lot of the time when it looks like this. You put a bunch of Zealots in the front line to tank damage and deal damage. The DPS of Zealots is very, very high. So starts to push forward here. Dude, still scary. Still very scary here. Solar. Well, his Ravager count's pretty good, but Astrea's picking them off as he can. Trying to get these Zealots to the front to help deal with those Lings a bit better. Warps in more Zealots. Huh, he leaves those at home. I'm not too surprised to see that. His Stalker's doing a good job. Pulls back when Mass Bile comes out. Does take a little bit on those Zealots. Astrea continuing with this micro. Doing definitely a very good job with micro. Not the best micro Protoss in the world, but definitely good and solid at it. You know, I have to say this. I love Astrea. I think he's a really smart, good player. But every time I see a Protoss only making Stalkers and just blinking them all the time, I imagine that player is wearing gunners. You know those glasses that they sell that are supposed to make you better at gaming? I imagine that Protoss player is wearing gunners while they micro just a giant cloud of blink Stalkers and do nothing else. Okay, anyways, our gunners player is pushing forward right now with these Stalkers. And, I mean, he is getting a lot of damage. Look at this. The Ling's coming up. I feel like the Ling mix-ins are very good from Solar overall. Like, he's putting in just enough. A lot of these Stalkers are getting low where you can't even blink. Yeah, see, a few of them pop there before they get blinked. But Astrea moves forward now. Blinks back for a moment, trying to target these down. Look at this. He's picking off the... Oh, my God. Is he going to do it? I think he is, man. He is so close to breaking Solar right now. It's because he could see the screen better with his gunner glasses. Took a big swig of his G Fuel there. What a fucking gamer, folks. Astrea takes down Solar 2-1.